Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan. Today we're going to be discussing and diving into the world of management. More specifically, the top 5 misconceptions that most people have about being a manager. Whether you're an aspiring leader or you're just curious what goes on behind the scenes, this video is for you. So again, thank you for joining us and let's get started. Misconception number 1. Managers just give orders. This stereotype has been around for ages, but the reality is far more complex and couldn't be further from the truth. However, giving orders and directions is a part of the job, it's just not the entire scope of the job. Successful managers have learned that they need to be effective communicators, they need to foster collaboration, and they need to help motivate their teams. They just don't dictate, or at least they shouldn't. They understand that it is a team effort in order for everyone to be successful, not only within a department, but the organization. Leaders are there to inspire and guide their teams to not only achieve the goals of the organization, but also the goals of that individual, whether it be personal and professional. Misconception number 2. Managers have all the answers, and this couldn't be farther from the truth. While I think it is fair to assume managers are expected to have the guidance and the knowledge to be in their role, however, I think it's essential to give them grace where it's due. They are not omniscient scientists, and they will not know everything about the entire operation. However, really great managers and senior managers will encourage collaboration from the culture of the team that support problem solving, and it provides a good learning and a growth opportunity for the manager himself and for the team. And one of the effective things that I've noticed throughout my career is learning to know when to seek input from other people within the organization and from the team when you don't know the answers. One of the greatest feedbacks I got and one of the greatest things I've learned to do over my career, which is focus on, if I don't know the answer, who to go to get the answer, which is where I like to focus more, and it's learning to know the right people in the right places to support that. So in regards to if a manager knows everything, no, but I do believe they should know where to find the answers if they don't know the answers. Misconception number 3. Managers don't do their work. And this couldn't be farther from the truth. Now, I can understand and I can see it from the point of view from the workforce, or we'll say the hourly or the ones doing the work on the shop floor. I can see how what their version of work is in comparison to what they see is getting done can create that misperception. However, I will tell you from having a decade in management and still serving in a management role that I wear multiple hats. Not only am I have to manage a team and their performance, I have to manage the organization, I have to manage customer orders, and inside that I have buckets from like safety, productivity, efficiency, continuous improvement, human resources. There's a lot of different areas that I have to know about and be able to manage and be able to bring the organization to where we want to be within the next 5 years. So the difference in comparison to what you see versus what they do, which is more from their version is working on the business and the workforce is working in the business. And there's 2 different versions that I've had to learn to change my viewpoint as I progressed more in responsibility into certain roles as I progressed throughout my career. Misconception number 4. Managers are always confident. However, I think it's a common belief that managers exude unwavering confidence in every situation. However, the reality of it is completely the polar opposite. We still feel anxiety, you still feel anxiousness, you still feel uncertainty, you still have all the same feelings as the other person does. I would say the only difference is that even though that you have those feelings of uncertainty and you say anxiety or some type of unsettledness, is you still have to make decisions. Whether the right, wrong, nor indifferent, you don't have the ability to just not make a decision. And you have to understand that the decisions that you make affect not only just your life, but everyone that's with you, everybody that you work with, and your team within that building, and where and how the company will get to the next objective and the next goals. So understanding that managers are not always confident. However, I think the key to take away from that is to start to learn your emotions and then understand how to leverage your emotions to help make you make better decisions or highlight improvement areas in order for you to work on them to help you progress to either make you better personally or make you better professionally. But strictly saying all managers are confident definitely isn't true. Never will be true. I know for me personally, I feel every single emotion pretty much every single day. It's just like anybody else. The only difference is I just have a different job responsibility and I still have to make decisions and I still have to deal with that in the most effective way, in the most professional way as possible. Misconception number 5. Managers are only focused on results. And however, I definitely can see where this is coming from because when I look at how, if we looked at it strictly from the professional side, myself, I definitely know that my performance is based off me hitting my KPIs. However, I think this is where we get the terminology difference between a manager and a leader because you have to look at the different buckets you're responsible for. At the end of the day, we are running a business. So we have to see results and we have to be hitting our targets and KPIs. However, a leader is about building up his team. It's about getting to know the person before the role. Like, prime example, when I go into a building or I might meet new people that's in my team or coming into my building, I want them to see Nathan who has the job responsibility of an operations manager versus Nathan, the operations manager, and taking time to build that rapport because once you do, then you can start to leverage their skills and abilities, but also get them to where they want to be professionally and personally. However, solely relying on results, I can see that misconception, but I would say the difference in the comma or the caveat to that is then you need to know the difference between being there with a manager versus being there with a leader, and then understanding the difference between the two, and then adjusting your approach that way. And there you have it. The top 5 misconceptions about being a member. Remember, being a manager is not easy. It's dynamic, it's ever changing, and it is hard. It is one of the hardest things that I do today. And every time I feel like I finally got a really good grasp on how to be a good manager, a sideball curve hits me and it knocks me right back down, and I have to rebuild back up. So if you're looking to get into this field, again, just make sure you really do the due diligence and understand that, again, your success is solely built off your team being successful. There is not one manager out there that can say, hey, I'm successful, but my team is not. That is not how this works. Your performance is strictly based on your results to get the team where they need to be and get that team to execute to get your results. And that's the difference in the change from when you go from a sole contributor role to a management role. It's no longer about what you solely do in the work. It's about you getting the team together, pulling in all the key people, and leveraging your champions to get to where you need to be and where you want the organization to be to meet your goals and objectives. But again, thank you all for watching.